Hey guys, welcome to my grow tent. I have so many little plant chores I want to get done in my grow tent today. And I know when I'm doing plant chores or the dishes or laundry or whatever little home task it may be, I like to watch videos like this while I get my own crap done. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope you're able to get a lot done while you watch. I'm also going to be answering some questions because it has been a full year since I did a Q&A, so it's time. Let's get started. And first thing I'm going to get into is I kind of want to repot a whole bunch of my propagations. We'll get into it in a little bit, but I am planning on starting my plant shop here soon. I'm trying to get things. Sorry if my audio was terrible for a second there. I just realized my mic was a little messed up. Anyway, I've been wanting to pot every single propagation in my grow tent, move things from prop boxes into these planters to be shipped off to their forever homes and hopefully thrive. I assume they thrive. You guys are great with your plants. So right now I'm going to get started with uppotting this tray of mostly philodendron mames. So beautiful. I love this plant, but they just definitely need a lot more space. Like this one, you can really see those bright pink reddish little roots are kind of popping off. So yeah, it's time, and we're going to repot them right now. So let's get started. Will you be opening your plant shop again? Yes. Perfect timing to ask. I will be opening up shop again March or April, and my shop is kind of open right now. I have been selling some of my handmade planters, my little polymer clay planters. I've recently been putting floral details onto pre-made terracotta planters, which has been really fun. I think I have a few available on there, although I will definitely be doing a restock here soon. I maybe should have done something for Valentine's Day. I'm not good at this stuff, okay? Do you have plans on pursuing another career when your kids are in school? And no, when they are back in school, I will definitely be more consistent here on YouTube. I'll put a lot more time into YouTube. You know, I'm doing what I can right now, but it's just not a whole lot. This was a very frequently asked question. Any more kids in the future? Yes. Let's just say there are plans. I know I got a few more questions about this, so I'll touch on all that a little more deeply when I get to those questions. I have roots growing through the bottom of some of the clear pots. How do I not break them? I wish I had a really good answer for this, but sometimes they're just gonna break. If you like pinch the sides of the planter like this, it can help break up the roots and make it a little bit easier for the plant to like dislodge from the planter. But if a few of the roots break here and there when you are trying to repot, it's not a big deal. It really isn't. I personally wouldn't worry about it too much, but just be careful. That's my best advice. What do you want to focus your energy on for your plant journey in the coming year? Definitely doing some get-togethers. I've been already focusing and mindful of planning a trip that some subscribers and I could go on together. I'll be announcing all of that information here soon, and I appreciate anybody that filled out the survey I placed on YouTube and Instagram a few different times. It's been really helpful in planning out this trip. So I do think that having more of a like in-person community has been really important to me. I am pretty cooped up here at home, I don't want to say lonely because it's not lonely. Like I like being alone, but I don't talk to other humans other than like Ryan 5 days of the week. So I think it would be really cool to move some of these internet friendships into real life friendships. So I'm really excited for that. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. That's what I'm focusing on. I've got my little box of potting mix here, so that's what I'm scooping. This table's a little bit small. What temporarily made you fall out of love with making videos? How do you handle burnout? It's not that I haven't loved making videos. It really isn't. It's just there's so many people and things for me to take care of in a day that it has been really hard for me to get minutes here and there to take care of things. Like even today, it's Ryan's day off from school and he's sick. So I do feel a lot of guilt sometimes for like when Ryan's sick, being down here filming a video or, you know, not spending all of the time I can with my kids, especially because Kai is about to go to school. I've just been really wanting to like soak up all the time I can with them. What the hell is this? There are tears coming to my eyes. I'm just trying to soak up what I can with him because those boys, Rye is getting so big. He's 2. Kai is about to be 4 in a week. I don't know. It just goes by so fast. I don't want to like miss anything. So it's not that I've fallen out of love with making videos. It's just that making videos and therefore like making an income from my channel just isn't the top of my priority list right now. I mean, one day I'll get back to it. And then handling burnout, I don't handle burnout. Well, I actually do. I think I'm pretty good at handling burnout at this point because I've realized that it's really important to give ourselves the time and space we need to like heal, kind of. Don't get me wrong, I stress about it, but I try to let myself just enjoy where I'm at. That was such a bad answer. Tell us about your tattoos. Yeah, I'm inked up. I've got this one tattoo here which says Pura Vida. So I got this in Costa Rica, and if any of you guys have gone to Costa Rica, did you come home with a Pura Vida tattoo as well? That trip was just very meaningful to me. I think at the time I was really struggling with trying to balance like myself as a human being and then also being a mother to my kids. I kind of feel like I gave a lot of myself to my kids in that time, which I think you kind of have to. But I think I might have done it to like an unhealthy level where every single second of every single day I was like doting or like focusing on my kids, which I don't think is healthy. So taking this trip was like for me to come back in touch with myself, you know? I went with my sister Ellie and we made some friends who I genuinely feel are going to be lifelong friends. It was just a really meaningful trip to me. So even though I gotten this tattoo, spur of the moment, I'm really happy I did. And I know it's kind of a cheesy Costa Rica tattoo, but in hindsight, I would have gotten maybe like an orchid or something because there are so many orchids there. But no, I'm just happy I got one. And one of my friends that I made there, Brittany, got a tattoo, a Pura Vida tattoo also. Pura Vida is pure life. And that's what people say to each other in Costa Vida, like Costa Vida. Costa Rica. It's like, hey, it's like, thank you. It's like, have a good day. Have a good life, pure life. And yeah, I want to live a pure life, a purely good, happy, good vibey life. So it's a good little reminder to me. Are you done having kids or considering more? And we are definitely considering more. Like, I'll be honest, we've been speaking about it. First, I just want to get healthy again, get in a spot that I feel I'm actually genuinely adequately prepared to take on another huge responsibility like a baby and also a pregnancy, which it is a huge responsibility. So I just want to be in a really good place before I decide to do that. What is your religion? I know I've kind of talked about this a little bit, and I think growing up in Utah, people just kind of assume I am LDS, or Mormon. I'm not. I did grow up and was like baptized as LDS, but now I do not consider myself LDS whatsoever. I just don't think I'm really a religious person. I think religion can be a really beautiful thing for some people, but I also think religion can cause a lot of problems. That's all I'm gonna say. To each their own though. I would, as far as like religion, I would consider myself very spiritual. Yeah, but not religious. How did you protect your plants from your kiddos? Keep putting them up higher? Yes, I kind of kept my plants around my kids all the time. And you know, it's kind of one of those things where I feel like it kind of sucks no matter what in the beginning when your kids first start discovering the plants. But so long as you provide them an environment where they can kind of explore your plants a little bit and like look at them, maybe touch them even a little bit. under your watchful eye, it does really help them to kind of get it out of their system so then they won't mess with it. Anyway, that was my experience. I've kind of always kept my plants where I've wanted to keep my plants, but I've just made sure that in the rooms where my plants are within reach, someone was always around to make sure that my kids weren't getting into the plants. And if they were, it wasn't like a punishment, no, 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 no kind of thing. It was that's a plant. We can explore with our eyes, but we don't explore with our fingers. So I think making it not something like so out of reach that they're super curious about it and will like sneak to your plants when you're away, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's a good thing. They've always been around when I'm doing my plant chores and stuff, so they've seen me messing with my plants, and then when they would maybe like disobey and they just kept touching the plants, or if I caught them touching the plants when they weren't supposed to be, or you know, anything like that, I would redirect them. I would tell them, no, we don't touch mommy's plant, and then I would redirect them to like their bedroom where I don't keep, well, now I have a plant hanging in their bedrooms, but sit them down with like a specific toy and get them going on that. So it really is just like redirection, but also allowing them to have a little time to be curious about them, if that makes sense. But I don't know. That's just what I did. We'll see. We'll see. So far, we haven't had too many issues with the plant touching. I have had a few spills and broken pots and stuff, but like that's just to be expected if you have pets or kids. Do you have your children in kindergarten? If not, how do you balance work? Lots of love. Thank you. They are not in school yet, so Kai, like I said, is just turning 4 a week from today, actually. And I cannot believe it, but he'll be going to preschool in the fall. He's gone to a couple of preschool things at Ryan's school and absolutely loves it. So where I wasn't necessarily planning on doing preschool, I do think that it'll be good. I do think he's showing a lot of signs that like he's ready to leave the house consistently and be away from me, which is kind of hard for me to stomach. I feel a little bit sad about it, like I'm losing my best friend, but I'm not. He's gonna have so much fun and I'm so excited for him. Anyway, they're not in school, so yeah, like I'm not balancing my work from home life right now. I'm really not. My priority is with raising my kids because they're only this little for so long. Like I've already seen it's been a blink of an eye since Kai was born. He's almost 4. Can you guys believe it? No work-life balance here. I'm trying to do things when I can do things and force myself to do things even sometimes when it's not super convenient, like today where Ryan's sick and he's having to watch the kids. Like it all comes down to like sacrifice. But I know that I have been putting my channel on the back burner a little bit. One day I'll come back super consistently like before, but it's just not in the stars for me and my channel right now. Do you have a favorite chicken? One of mine got sick and recovered and now we're bonded at the hip. So yes, I have 10 chickens. I had 11 chickens, but my favorite chicken was actually this Easter egger named Pearl, and she was just such a little sweetie. She looked normal when I got her from IFA, but she developed a pretty severe case of crossbeak, which is when their beak is like, instead of being like this, it's like this. So they can't like scoop food properly, and often they have a hard time eating and drinking. And yes, I freaking bonded with her because I hand fed her and hand dropped water into her beak. Hand feeding her made us really, really close. But she's been rehomed to this sweet lady who has some health issues, so she doesn't work, and she has found quite the passion in caring for handicapped birds. So she knows how to tube feed, so Pearl now gets tube fed 3 times a day by this lady, and she's living a really good life. I miss Pearl. She was my favorite chicken, had such a great personality, but she's living such a better existence there than she could here, than I could offer her. So she was my favorite. But now I would say out of the chickens I have at my house, probably Ruth, who is a blue copper Marans. She's just so curious, but like in a polite way. Like sometimes chickens are a little bit scary when they're curious. No, Ruth is so polite. And she's just funny and brave. I really like Ruth. How are you doing? I know you were having a bit of a hard time and wanted to check in. Thank you. I was having a hard time. I think after losing Axel, it all kind of spiraled this last year, but genuinely, I am in such a good place right now and feeling so happy to be here. So thank you so much for asking. What's your favorite thing about being a mom? I love your non-plant content too. Thank you. Thank you. My favorite thing about being a mom is, oh my gosh, kids, they really are like so magical. They really are. Like everything, every single little thing you could think of is fun again and exciting again. Seeing their excitement over everything, like I get secondhand excitement just watching them. So it's really fun, and it's taught me to kind of like live in the moment more. That is something my kids have taught me. I've never really been good at that. Because I am a very stressed out, anxious person, but yeah, I think that's my favorite thing about being a mom, and just like watching them grow up to be cool, kind, curious, smart, hardworking little people. It's so fun. It is so fun. So rewarding. Skincare updates. I'm struggling myself. Oh my gosh, this is from one of my friends that I met in Costa Rica actually, and this last year we just went to Thailand together. So hello, Marlene. See you in Croatia. My skin has gone through the frickin' ringer this year. I think for a second there, after Axel and my grandma died, I stopped taking care of my skin completely, and it just so broke out because I never washed my face. So then my skin got really grimy. And okay, you know what my best tip is? I'm getting off on all sorts of tangents. Freaking started using retinol, and by started, it's been a few months now. I do think I damaged my skin barrier this summer by using retinol and not sunscreening enough through the day. And I have been trying to heal it lately. This is the best my skin has looked in a long, long time. It is healing, it no longer hurts. But like as far as products go, the product I feel has healed my skin is Aquaphor. I use that as a moisturizer for nighttime, and it has made such a big difference. So I'm very thankful for that. Oh, I love this question. Is dedicating time to building a YouTube career worth it? And I think that this is something that has to be answered on an individual to individual basis, because for some people, I feel it will be really worth it. Especially if you're someone that likes to stay busy and just constantly be doing something, I do think it's worth it. It is something that you have to be very consistent with. Like you can't just post a few videos and expect to make an income from it. If you're willing to really put in the time, then it can be worth it. Is it worth like crying and stressing about? I don't think so. Well, even then it could be. It just kind of depends. I think it's worth it depending on what you're trying to get from it. Are you always going to be able to make like a 6-figure income from it? No. Is everybody going to be doing that? No. Can you make a solid couple $100s a month realistically? Absolutely. Absolutely. You just have to have consistency. So it really does. It just all comes down to each person and what you're willing to give and put into it. And honestly, I shouldn't even be talking on this because I 100% just got lucky with my channel, straight up. I think I was just right place, right time. Favorite flavor of ice cream? Cookie dough. Hands down, cookie dough. Have you ever regretted giving a plant away? If so, which one was it? No, I have never regretted giving a plant away, which is crazy because I feel like I do form somewhat of an attachment to all of my plants. So it is really hard for me to get rid of plants to begin with. Like I really go through the ringer. Even to pick plants to sell on my shop was really hard for me because I just get so attached to each individual plant and their progress and stuff. But no, I've never regretted it. And like that has really helped me to realize that, back to the plant burnout kind of thing. If you're feeling burnt out, I promise it's going to be really hard for you to get rid of some of your plants, but you're probably not going to regret it for a really long time, especially if you know that it's what you need right now to not be so stressed out. So yeah, I've never really felt guilty about it. I really haven't. Is that bad? Is that bad? Are you going to adopt a new companion for your dog? No. Kai's actually been on a kick lately where he wants to get another dog, but especially where we already have plans for a third kid soon, which Kai also says he wants a baby. We wouldn't be getting a dog anytime soon. If we were to get another pet or like a companion pet for Bismarck, I think it would be a cat because they're just so much easier to take care of. But no, there's no plans. I'm having a hard time checking the moisture in chunky, soilless potting mix. Any tip? I don't know if this tip is going to be like, is a correct tip, but for me, someone using this extremely chunky, like look at how chunky it is. Well, you can't even really see. This super chunky mix, soilless mix. I just like kind of don't even worry about it at this point. I think it kind of depends on how chunky your mix is, but if your mix is as chunky as mine is, or somewhere near where mine is, you really don't have to worry about it too much because there's adequate airflow. And honestly, if there's adequate airflow, you can be watering your plants a lot more than those using less chunky mix, less airflowy mix. So I guess that's my tip. Yeah, I just don't really worry about it. What's something you're looking forward / excited for in the near future? A few things. Getting my plant shop reopened. I've really been spending a lot of time down here in my grow tent getting things propagated and in good conditions so they can be ready for the shop and for you guys to take them home and dote on them and turn them into huge, beautiful, lovely plants. I'm really excited for that subscriber trip I mentioned. And also, oh my gosh, let me know what you guys think of this, but I'm turning 30 May 5th of this year. And I thought, let me know your thoughts. This is not set in stone. Haven't even brought it up to Ryan, but I have been thinking about doing somewhat of an event birthday party where all of you guys would be invited. We would like rent out a venue and have, you know, like food and games and all sorts of fun stuff for us to just all get together for my 30th and like mingle and hang out. I guess it could even be like a plant swap or something. I don't know, let me know your thoughts on that. I think that that's something I've kind of been thinking about and makes me feel really excited. Ryan and I and the boys are going on a cruise in December, a Disney cruise with his family. So I'm really excited for that. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff I'm feeling really, oh my gosh, you know what else I'm feeling really excited about? I have recently started getting back in touch with friends I've lost contact with. Like when COVID happened, I lost contact with a lot of people, which seems really weird, but I did. And just this month, I've met up with 3 different friends I haven't spoken to in literally years. So it's been really exciting. And I think it's kind of helping me rediscover myself. So I'm feeling excited to like build relationships with these people again. They're people that mean a lot to me. So yeah, that's definitely up there. Favorite Danny Go song. If there's pigs on the loose. Danny Go, yeah, me and my kids do it together because they're like ones you dance to. It's like Tai Bo kinda, but kid version, and it's really fun and it's a good workout. If you get into it and put your whole heart into it, you're gonna be sweating by the end. If you had to restart your plant collection, what would be the first one you would get? A Monstera, easy. Let me get these ones done. I need to like reset and find my next task. This one's actually a Philodendron Glorious. Or no, wait, this is a Melanochrysum. Yay. Best tips for starting a YouTube channel is to search for the right keywords. I do think that that's one thing I did really well in the beginning. Was finding keywords to title my videos as. I'm not so good at it anymore, but I don't also put as much time into it as I did in the beginning. And then making videos that you yourself would want to watch. If you're like editing a video and finding yourself feeling bored while you're watching your own video, odds are other people are going to feel that same way. Is your husband still teaching? Yes, he is, but that's kind of something that has taken up a little bit of extra time lately. He is just about to become a principal. Hopefully he will not be teaching this coming fall. If all goes according to plan, we will see. He finds out like in the next month or so, which is a pretty big, exciting thing going on, I suppose. Wow, that was like the perfect amount of soil. I couldn't have planned that any better on purpose if I tried. Perfect amount of soil. And by soil, I mean potting mix, because there's no soil in here. Okay, so those are all I'm going to answer from the Instagram questions today. Now let's move on to the YouTube community tab questions. But let me first like reset up my situation and I'll be right back. Oh, and also gotta pee. This is my Peperomia and Canna bin, and I've been propagating these just in a bunch of moss. I'm gonna go ahead and separate everything and put them into their own little planters. So that is the next task. Hey Harley, not a plant related question, but a chicken question. I can't remember if you've ever mentioned their names before in a video, and how did you come about them? Did you buy hatching eggs or buy them in some place when they were younger? Thanks and have a great day. Oh gosh, let's see if I can remember all their names. So we'll start with my rooster, Hinata, which was supposed to be named after Hinata from Naruto, but ended up being Hinata from Haikyuu because he ended up being a rooster when I thought he was a hen. I got my chickens from IFA and Meyer Hatchery. Okay, their names. We have Emily and Sally. There's Heisenberg, who Ryan named. Ruth, Liesel, Babe, Chip, who Kai named. Joanna. Is that all of them? We're missing someone. Nope, that's all the names. That's all my chickens. And I did get them as chicks. Now I'm actually gonna get started on this. First, I think I'm just gonna like uproot all of them because they're all pretty like mossed in there. So let me just pull all these out. Oh, there's so many plants in here. I'm gonna put 2 or 3 of these per pot, so it can be a really full, nice looking plant. Now that they're all separated, I will throw them back in here. All right, let's get started. Hello, what is something you wish you knew before going to the Monteverde Cloud Forest? I'm going in April, can't wait. I just would like to be prepared and all the excitement to enjoy it. The cloud forest, that is genuinely one of the most beautiful, most surreal feeling places I've ever experienced. That was so cool. I'm so excited for you. Me personally, I don't really think you need anything to be prepared for it. I just would recommend wearing comfortable shoes, probably closed-toed because we did come across quite a few bugs. Lots of bugs crawling around all over the place, and they are big bugs, not little tiny bugs. Bring like a canteen if you can. Long pants. I wore an activewear top with like a built-in bra that's pretty like moisture wicking. And on top of that, I wore a rain jacket and I was perfectly comfortable the whole time. I could take off my rain jacket if it got a little bit too hot as we were hiking, and then I could put it back on as it got a little bit chilly because it does get pretty cold with all of that 100% humidity. But that is so cool. I'm so excited for you. I hope you have an amazing time. My battery died, so if the like setup changed, that is why. If you had to go back in time through your plant keeping journey, is there anything you would change? Yes, I would absolutely have slowed down because I burnt myself out. And I'm not even necessarily talking about like buying too fast, which I do think I also did. You know what? Actually, that is the thing I would change. I wouldn't buy so fast so much, but I think where plants is kind of like a job for me, it made it easy for me to give myself the excuse of shopping a lot, but it shouldn't have been the excuse. I shouldn't have bought as fast as I did. So that is definitely what I would change. I like your ghost stories. Thank you. I have a few of them on my channel. They will be linked if you're interested, if the rest of y'all are interested who haven't listened or seen them. Should I tell you a ghost story? What is your least favorite house chore? Mine is laundry. I absolutely hate doing laundry. Just can never seem to stay on top of it and get all those put away. I freaking hate dishes, especially where I'm currently living with a couple of little guys who can't really rinse their dishes yet. So things kind of get a little gross sometimes in this hectic, busy life. But yeah, dishes are pretty bad, although I don't hate them as much anymore. Folding laundry is terrible. Well, that's not the worst though. Oh, the worst is cleaning the bathrooms. I hate cleaning the bathrooms, but it's definitely the chore I'm having to do the most lately because people are getting potty trained in this household. And let's just say the bathrooms are getting wiped down at least every 3rd day because yeah, they get pretty bad pretty fast lately. Drop the leg workout, girl. Them quads are nice. At least that's how I imagine they're asking it. Thank you. The quad comment is probably the comment I get the most out of anything. So thank you guys. You're giving me a big fat head for these quads of mine. Been working on them my whole life. Let me know if you would like to see a workout video. Fitness is something I'm pretty passionate about, but in like a casual, low-key way. Like it doesn't consume my whole life. Yeah, I would definitely be willing to post some workout content, especially as I'm preparing to get into shape for having another pregnancy. Yeah, I am open. I am open. Hello, how do you travel when you have so many plants to take care of? And honestly, a big thing that has helped me to be able to travel with so many plants is having planters without drainage holes. And I know that sounds like it goes against everything people say about like plant care 101, like always have a drainage hole. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't. I think that not having, I think it can cause a lot of problems, but if you're doing it right, it is the key to being able to take care, manage so many plants, not having drainage. Maybe I should do a full video on that because there is kind of, I feel like there's a little bit to that and some nuances and things that I should maybe like touch on before wholeheartedly giving that advice, but that is how I manage to do it. I would say majority of my plants do not have drainage holes. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for these to grow in. They're gonna be so cute. Right now they're a little bit wonky, but they're gonna be so cute. Just you wait. Someone else said, be kind of cool to hear one of your ghost stories. Okay, fine. I was thinking about telling a ghost story earlier. I'll tell you one now. So this happened back when I was in nail school. Long before I ever started talking about plants on my YouTube channel, it started with nails. That's kind of beside the point. Anyway, my mom and I had to stop at my house and pick up something so that we could go out and, you know, have a little day together, whatever we were doing. This specific day, I had accidentally locked my key inside the house and the door was locked, so we weren't able to get in, but there was a bathroom window we always kept unlocked for situations like this. And this day, my mom hoisted me up through that bathroom window so that I could go around and unlock the door so she could come in. She hoisted me up and I was crawling in through the bathroom and walking through the house to get the door to let my mom in. As I was inside, everything was fine for me, but when I opened the door to let my mom in, she was like, "Why were you yelling that at me?" And I was like, "What?" She said that she could hear me like talking to someone inside the house, saying things along the lines of, "Why are you here? Get out." She said it was my voice saying it, but I wasn't saying anything. Yeah, I guess that's kind of it. That's not a very good ghost story. And that's the end of it because we moved out not long after that. My mom heard it and I didn't say it. And it apparently was my voice. And that would for sure freak me out. So my sister is not into plants and I feel bad when she doesn't even pretend she cares. And that kind of makes me feel distant from her. So what is your experience with people who don't care for your plants at all? Does your sisters support you? Yes, they support me. No, they haven't always been into plants. I would say that actually recently they've started getting into them. And I just think that it's something that most everybody will be able to enjoy at some point in their lives. I don't expect everybody in my life to love plants, but somehow over the years, everybody just kind of has, although I'm not trying to like force it on them or anything. If somebody's like, "Hey, I really want a plant," like, hell yeah, I'm gonna give you some plants. But I'm not forcing plants on everybody I meet, you know? So that's just me. I don't know, I guess maybe since your sister isn't into it, you should try to find like your local plant community. Where I live, we have a lot of local plant pages, which I haven't been super active on, but could be a really helpful resource for those of you who want to share this hobby with other people. You could go look on Facebook, see what your community has to offer, and maybe that would be a good way for you to be able to enjoy that with others without caring so much like what your sister thinks. I hope that's helpful. Have you ever considered Pon or Leca? What are your thoughts? I just am not really on the market to be like investing in all the products for that. I just already have what I have, and I personally don't think that that's something I would ever try. I can see the benefits of it as far as like pests go, but there's just no way in hell that I could switch all of my 500 plus plants into Pon or Leca, keep all of those watered, and then also flush them out however often you have to flush them out. That's just way too much for me. There's no way. I'm not interested. It's not a good plant routine match for me. I need something super low maintenance, and that just doesn't feel low maintenance to me. Top 3 bucket list places where you want to travel. I really want to go. I've never been to Canada. Which I know is crazy because we're like neighbors, but I really want to go to Canada with my sisters and do a cross-country like hike camp trip, backpacking trip, and visit all of the big parks and hikes and, you know, all the beautiful places you see in Canada. we want to hit them all in one trip. So we're like actually kind of toying with the idea of doing that here soon. I also really want to go to Japan. I was supposed to go to Japan the year COVID hit and it just didn't end up happening. Still hasn't happened. So of course I really want to go to Japan. Probably my next is Ireland. Oh gosh, there's so many places I want to visit. There are so many places I want to visit. This is a hard question for me. I want to see it all. I want to experience it all. I want to taste all the food. All the food. What camera, filming setup, and editing software do you use? So camera, it doesn't say. It's a Sony. Sony ZV-1, that's what it is. For mics, I use the Rode wireless mics. And then this is the Rode lavalier mic for the wireless mics. And then what else? Oh, and editing software, I use Premiere Pro. Not necessarily like worth splurging on in the beginning, but if you've been doing it for a while and you're just looking to up your editing game, then yeah, it is a lot to learn. So again, I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. I took a class to learn how to use it. People talk about heirloom plants. Does that just mean you got it from someone else who had it for a long time, or are there like OG species lines? I've heard heirloom more for like tomatoes. I know that there are OG species lines. For me, when I refer to an heirloom plant, it's a plant that belonged to someone who passed and it ended up with me. Oh, okay. I do like this question. So many people have asked about YouTube. I hope this isn't too personal. I'm looking to start my YouTube channel and would love some insights and advice. Number one, do you still sell plants online or locally? We kind of already talked about that. Number two, how do you make your lifestyle sustainable with your plants and content? Do you generate enough from YouTube or collabs to make a sustainable income, or is it necessary to have a job to make this work? I would love to do this full time, but I would love to know if it's feasible. The thing about YouTube as a full-time income is it's very volatile, and like the only thing we really are in control of is making the videos. Outside of that, like making a revenue is very up and down. Like I'll be straight up with you. I did have a year where I made 6 figures from my YouTube channel, but that was only 1 year out of the 6 years I've done this. And every other year it's been more around the $40,000 to $60,000 range, which is still really good. And that's also before taxes. Oh gosh, yeah. Be aware that if you're trying to become a content creator, you have to file your taxes a little bit differently, and you're going to be paying 30% of whatever you make in taxes. So be prepared for that. Have like a savings where you just throw your 30% in so that you don't have to worry about it come tax season, because I've personally seen a lot of people like screw themselves over, honestly, by not having the money to pay their taxes. So that is something to think about. That year that I made 6 figures was at a time when Ryan was home with the boys and I. He wasn't teaching at the time, so I was able to devote more time into it. So again, I do think it's just kind of something where you kind of get from it what you're able to put into it within reason, because I know there's a lot of people who make... So how do I answer this? Would I go and like quit your job to pursue becoming a full-time content creator? No. Would I maybe side hustle with YouTube for a while to see if it's something that at some point, if you quit your job, you could devote more time to it to make more income? Yeah. So yeah, like you can make a full-time income from it, but I don't even want to say yes or no, because my relationship with YouTube has been very long. A very long time process. Like I've been making YouTube videos since I was in college, which was 10 plus years ago. Oh God. Oh my gosh, over 10 years ago, I started making YouTube videos, and it didn't really get monetized until 2017. So yeah, it is definitely a grind. That's for sure. What kind of music do you listen to? Are you 420 friendly? What's your favorite way to relax? My favorite music. What kind of music do I listen to? I really like, my favorite singer of all time is Josh Groban, but I love kind of everything. I really enjoy like more relaxing kind of vibey music. So I also really like kind of folksy music. Right now, probably my favorite singer is Matt Mason. I'm going to John Craigie with my sister on the 17th of this month. I listen to a lot of old rock that my parents listened to as I was growing up. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at with the music. Mumford & Sons and the Lumineers, and I love Miley Cyrus and Lady Gaga. Oh, and yes, I am friendly. And my favorite way to relax is laying out in the sun. I love this question. Have you lived in Utah your whole life? And do you ever see yourself and your family moving? So I did live in Wyoming for 2 years while I was in college. And as far as moving out of Utah, I would move out of Utah right now if Ryan would want to, but he doesn't really want to. But like, okay, this is super, super... Ryan and I have been actually pretty seriously speaking about moving to Europe while he does like a doctorate, it's a PhD program or something. And it's an idea we've been bringing up kind of all year. So I do think that at some point that is going to happen. As of right now, obviously we're considering like Germany because Ryan is fluent in German, but we've also discussed Spain or France. We visited France this summer and that's kind of what sparked this conversation. So we loved France. Of course, when we end up doing that, I will keep y'all posted. We'll probably do lots of vlogs and stuff of our experience moving there. Oh, that would be so cool and fun, right? We can like experience it together. Best marriage advice. Oh gosh. What is my best marriage advice? Ryan and I have been married, oh my goodness, for 8 years now. Almost 9 years now this June. Okay, what is my best marriage advice? They're gonna piss you off sometimes. It's just gonna happen. I think that at the end of the day, you have to remember that you committed to that other person to stay with them. So I think my best marriage advice would be to like kind of stick it out. And obviously that's a little bit of a vague advice because I don't necessarily agree with that in all cases. Like I have some friends that I'm like, get a divorce. You got to stand your ground on matters that really are important to you. But if it's not something you are willing to leave your partner over, then it maybe isn't even worth fighting about. No, I don't really have any good advice because I don't effing know. You just got to choose to stay married every day, even if they're pissing you off. Hope all's well with you and family. Was wondering if you got your chickens because of the high cost of food in America. No, having chickens is way more expensive than just buying chicken eggs at the store. Store ones just taste and look so much different, even just cracking them. No, it's not because of the high cost of food in America. The eggs are better and happier. You can just see they're happier. They're brighter. Like an egg yolk, you know the egg yolks you get at the store are like yellow? Well, they're not even that yellow. They're like even paler yellow than that. Fresh yolks are like almost orange because they have so many more nutrients in them. Yeah, that's why I have backyard chickens. And because I feel bad that chickens are so abused in the egg industry. I got my own chickens because I love eggs. I know that they'll just live a better life with me and me eating their eggs and feeding them well. What did you do before YouTube? I worked at a department store called Dillard's, which sometimes I consider going back to. Just so that I could get out of the house. Yeah, I worked at Dillard's. I was the Alex and Ani specialist. So that was pretty cool. Before Dillard's, I was a nail artist, nail tech. I was licensed to do nails, but my goal with that was never really to do like client nails. I really liked the more editorial side of things. So obviously before my kids were born, which it's something I couldn't really do now because it was a lot of like last minute flying and stuff, but I got to work at like Fashion Week and do shoots, magazine shoots with like Vogue and Teen Vogue and Harper's Bazaar, all of those things. So that's what I did before Dillard's and before my YouTube channel. And those are the only jobs I really ever had other than like college jobs. I worked at a call center in college. I was a student athlete and then I also was in student government and I got a little bit of money from that. But those are the only jobs I've ever had. Are you still selling plants? If not, why did you decide to get out of it? It seems you stopped selling much earlier than channels that stopped recently. Any insight into your decision? Just some personal things. It wasn't even really what was happening. The first name that comes to mind that has like closed their plant shop is Plantarina. And I do think that like me and Plantarina's situation is a lot different because she had like employees and like buildings. With the cost of plants going down, down, and down as hobbyists sell their plants more, and then also as people just like get out of the hobby after COVID, prices have gone down significantly. So I can see how it's not very lucrative. Hobbyists are just able to sell their plants for a lot less because it's just them. They're not having to like pay employees and stuff. I stopped because I was depressed. I'm laughing, but it's true. Yeah. Yeah, I think I just got lucky. Again, I just get really lucky with timing, honestly, because that was the time to like stop doing it, because it all kind of, it seemed like things were a little bit weird at the time. Let me go get some more soil. I don't know where I was at. No real insight, just lucky timing. I honestly, okay, this is such a side note. I have such a respect for universal timing. So if I feel like pulled any certain direction, I like kind of follow that, because I just trust that the universe is trying to deliver what it needs to deliver. You know what I'm saying? So that's where it pulled me. That's where the universe pulled me for a second, which I think was the right move. Otherwise, I genuinely think I might have gotten rid of all my plants and quit my YouTube channel. No strategy here. Probably the most asked question is in terms of fitness, which fitness is something I do have a passion for, and I feel I have a lot of knowledge about. I'm not like licensed or have a degree in anything, but I did play sports all my life and all through college. So I do feel like I've picked up a lot of information along the way. My point with that is I am going to be posting a workout routine type video, because so many people asked about that. And yeah, I think that I think fitness is really, really important. It's just so easy to live a stagnant lifestyle. It is something I'm passionate about. If you're interested in that, it'll be up on my channel at some point. Maybe I'll get going this week. I've actually been on this journey right now from square zero, where I had seriously no strength for a minute there, where I seriously didn't move my body for probably a solid year. Now I have rebuilt my strength from that year, from taking that year off. Even that process has taught me a lot, and I think it could be really helpful to some of you who are wanting to get started but maybe don't know where to start. So I hope that will be helpful. I don't have, again, no degree, no license, no nothing. It's just going to be from my own experience and my own opinion, which I hope is okay. I don't want to piss anybody off. Anyway, I kind of don't care, actually. I'm going to say what I'm going to say. But me personally, I think that the best, easiest thing you can do for yourself in a day is stretch. Spend 15 minutes stretching your whole body, all of your muscles, and really getting to know your muscles. And if you start to commit to doing that every day, then it just gets easier and easier to add physical activity into your life, because your body can handle it better, because it's more flexible and you kind of have gotten to know your muscles a little bit better. Yeah, that's my best tip right now. So that's a really great place to start, but stay tuned, because I will post some of my workouts, and I hope that you guys will enjoy seeing that. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I only have one more and one more pot, other than, I have a lot of pots. I don't know what I'm saying. Ignore that, because I have more than one pot left. I'm trying to make something out of nothing. Those are all the questions I'm going to be answering today. Thank you so much to everybody that left them. I loved your questions. I loved answering them. And again, if you have any more questions, then feel free to leave them in the comments. I am, you guys, I am not exaggerating when I say I'm an open book. So hey, I hope you had a good time listening to me putter on about all of these different topics. It was fun for me, and I got a lot done. I repotted 2 whole trays of plants, which feels awesome. These are just going to go into my plant shelves under the grow lights to flourish. And yeah, stay tuned. Go ahead and follow me on Harli_G_ on Instagram, or the Foliage Fix on Instagram, for updates for when my plant shop will go live. I think I'll have a pretty good idea in the next few weeks what specific date plants will be available on there. Anyway, that is it for this Q&A. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!